Hi. Hello, good evening. Well, good evening, everybody. Tonight, I'm going to have an interview with the reigning Miss Grand France. So let's just wait for her in a little while. Hello, good evening, everybody. Please wait for a while. Tonight, I'm going to have a live interview with the reigning Miss Grand France 2021, Elodie Sirulnick. Hi, Vina. Hi, Nielsen. Hi, Vina. Hi, Sampanilio. Okay. Hi, Aaron. Let's invite now Elodie. Mrs. Romasha. Hello. Thank you. Thank you, Vina. Yeah. And it's a good thing that, the girls are very much willing to, have a session with me so that, they really want to get to know more the Asian fans as well. Because, the European queens are not really that, keen on, they were not able to penetrate the Asian fans, right? Hello. Hello, ni hao. Oh, Ongramasti. Hi, Anwar. Okay, Vina, yes. How come she cannot join? Hello. Yeah, let's just wait. Yeah, she's because Miss France is actually in New York right now. What's happening? Thank you. Why she cannot join yet? Okay. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Ah, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. How
Yes,
are you today?
how do you pronounce your name? Is it Elodie? Elodie.
It's pronounced Elodie.
Elodie.
Yeah,
Elodie Sirulnick.
exactly.
Elodie Sirulnick, ladies and gentlemen, is our Miss Grand France 2021. Actually, this will be uploaded later in the YouTube. And, since here in Jakarta and in Manila, it's 11 o'clock in the evening and 12 o'clock in Manila. Some of them are already sleeping, but, they told me that they will definitely watch this as soon as they're uploaded because
Um,
there's actually LOD. I deliberately not research about you because I really want to know you live. And, the reason why I really contacted you is because there were so many people who prodded me to communicate with you and to have a session with you. They're so interested because they said, why not try to, have a live with Miss France, Miss Grand France, because she's so beautiful.
oh, that's so
And
sweet.
so, are you ready now? I'll just be asking you random questions so that, the Filipino people, the Indonesians, the Asians here would get to know more about you.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Super ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Elodie, how old are you now?
I'm 24 years old.
24, very young. So could you please tell us who was Melody prior to the Miss Grand France? So what were you doing? Where did you finish your school? Because it seems that you are based in the US. Am I right? Mm.
Yeah, so right now I'm in the US just before going to Thailand, just because my family's here. So I'm spending a little bit of family time, which is always good for the mental aspect before leaving. But so I was born in the US because I have one parent who's American and the other one who's French. So I've always spoken the two languages. Born in
Mm.
the US, I did all of like my middle school, my high school here. And then I went to France because I really wanted to reconnect with like my French roots for college, and I ended up getting my master's degree in France. So I did all of my university studies in communication and marketing, and more specifically digital communications. And it's
Mm.
just I absolutely love being in France. I love connecting with my French family there. It's so amazing. I mean, if you haven't been to France, I completely recommend. Like, obviously, like Paris is so beautiful, but also the south of France. There's so many beautiful things to see, like the landscapes and everything. And yeah, I got into pageantry when I was about I think I was 19. I kind of just did it to break out of my shell because I didn't have like too much like self-esteem, and it was like a new universe for me. I wanted to try. I've always like looked up to these beauty queens who look so confident and who are so smart and intelligent, and I just really wanted to try. And actually my first pageant during the speech round, I wasn't even able to like say anything. I said like my name and my age and then like thank you, have a good night, bye. Like I was just so nervous. I wasn't able to say anything. It was a disaster. But I guess I kind of got bit by like the pageant bug there, and I just wanted to keep doing better and surpass myself and prove to myself that I was able, to get there and able to have as much like self-esteem and exude as much confidence as these girls were doing on the international stage. So I think I did about like 8 or 9 pageants before getting where I am today. I've done a lot.
Okay, so you could confirm that you are not a newbie, you're not a neophyte in terms of beauty pageants.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a veteran. I mean, I've been in quite a few. Never been in the international ones, though. This is going to be my first international, so I've never had like that environment.
Okay. But who was the person who really influenced you or motivated you to try the pageant world?
Yeah, so the year that I started, Idolize was just Miss Universe actually, and she kind of motivated me to start everything because I was like, wow, like France really has its place in these international pageants, and in France, you know, pageants are great and amazing, and maybe I should try because growing up in the US, obviously, like it's a whole nother world pageants here, and there's like so many different systems. And in France, it's kind of there's different systems, but the focus, the spotlight is a lot on the Miss France competition
Miss.
that ends up going to Miss Universe. And when I saw her on stage and when I saw her win, I was like, all right, this is a sign. I need to try. I need to try at least once.
Okay, so you tried Miss Universe France before?
I tried Miss France, so the Miss France contest, the basic one. I did a few pageants in there, and more specifically in the south of France. I actually won a few regional titles, not regional, department titles they're called. It's like the towns, different kind of areas. And it was really just an amazing experience. I mean, you meet so many
Yeah.
amazing people, and you just grow as a person. So I just want to keep going.
Okay, so could you please navigate us to how did you manage to, get through the Miss Grand France?
Yeah, so I've been watching Miss Grand for a little while now. I love like I feel like it's one of the best pageants like organization wise and everything. It looks like they always are so extravagant and it's like I'm sure that you can
Really? Right.
I'm sure that you see a little bit like how Miss Grand is compared to the other ones. It's always been like a dream and I've watched it on YouTube for a long time. And I was actually curious. I was looking on Facebook. I was trying to find where the Miss France organization was. So I was like looking up one day and I found them and I was like, I need to send a message. Like I just saw, I think I sent my candidacy papers right after Abina was crowned.
Yeah. So why didn't you try Miss USA? Because I think you're also qualified to join Miss USA, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I never wanted to do the teen competitions because I left when I just turned 18. But I never really wanted to do the teen competitions because I really did struggle with like self-esteem and not being comfortable in my body in high school. I mean, I've always been very tall, and very lanky. So I don't think I was like interested in doing any of the teen competitions. And then since I kind of like all of my young adult years have been in France, I've never really had the time to try in the US.
Okay, so for the Miss Grand, did they hold a real pageant a program like you really competed with the other girls? Because there are some countries where they just handpick their candidate, because of the pandemic. So they deemed that it's better for some countries to just have a handpicked candidate. But in France, you really competed among different girls with
Yeah,
other
yeah. I never did any like I don't know what it's called, appointing, like when they just appoint the winners. I've always competed in actual like where we were 18 girls on stage with the jury and everything.
Okay. So when you were already competing, did you have a feeling that I think I would really make it. I would really clinch the crown. I mean, were you that confident enough that you would be able to win the title?
Are you talking about like my more early experiences or for the Miss Grand?
The grand.
So for Miss Grand, I kind of just went into it like I was going to have fun, to try to once again like surpass myself, give it my all. And, you know, when I got there, there was just, I think we were 5 girls. So it wasn't a lot of girls, but I mean, all super smart and beautiful, amazing girls. So you're never like super confident when you get there. I mean, you trust yourself and you trust your preparation. And that's what I kind of did. I just went with my gut. I went with my trust. I knew that I was ready, that I prepared the answers that I wanted to say, that I practiced my catwalk, that I practiced my how I held myself, and you know, I just went in with a positive mind, and I'm a firm believer in positive mind, positive outcome.
So, do you have any specific team which takes care of you? Because based on what you're saying right now, uh, it seems that you're doing everything on your own.
So I no, I have ND, a national director, and I have like a committee and everything, and they're very much behind me and they support me and give me tips and everything. Right now, obviously, like we're in crunch time, 1 week until the departure, so it's been a lot of, you know, focusing on my outfits, on my bags, on how I'm gonna get ready. So yeah, right now it's more of me preparation.
So you've been used to different pageants, though, but of course, every pageant offers you a different experience. And so, what is the most difficult, part of your preparation for Miss Grand International?
So it's been a roller coaster. It's been a lot. I mean, in Europe, we have the Miss Grand competition is much less known than in other countries, and I'm sure that you can feel that on social media as well. Is that we have a lot less like fan accounts support on like the posts and everything. So it's a lot of like what I was saying before, preparation on your side and on your mental side, and making sure that you're ready for criticism and you're ready for you know, waking up early, getting ready every day. So I've been preparing a lot of like the, you know, being mentally strong and being positive and visualization. But yeah, I don't know if I sidetracked on the question or not there.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you're answering it perfectly, what do you think, based on the history of the past Miss Grand France, the placing is very elusive, right? I mean, so what do you think will be your chance this year to, to put or to position France into a better placing?
Yeah, so France has only placed once in the top 20 and in 2015. So we're looking like 6 years back for a placement. I'm really just hoping to make it, you know, back to that top 20 mark. If I make it higher, then that would just be absolutely incredible. But obviously there's a lot of beautiful girls, a lot of motivated girls, smart girls, girls that are 200% in it. So I mean, I'm aiming for the top. I believe in myself. I'm ready. I've been preparing, and you know, I hope that they see my potential and they want to put me there. I definitely want to place France again because like I'm proud of my country, and I want to make it back to the top. You know, I want to be that history marker.
When you were younger, Elodie, were you already dreaming to become a beauty queen, or it just came in lately?
So when I was younger, I actually, I mean, I've always been like intrigued by the beauty pageant world, but I never saw myself actually like participating in it. Like what I was saying, I was very like tall, lanky. I had like the like black hair, like black makeup, like you know, kind of gothic. So it wasn't really my thing. And then as soon as I became a young adult, I realized that you know it's more than just beauty and sparkles and hair and makeup. It's about like your messages and your voice and having that platform. And that was really the thing that inspired me and motivated me to actually, you know, take the step and take the leap.
Wow, you're very articulate, obviously, I mean, you speak well, you have the gift of gab. I mean, you have a very charming personality. And now I've realized that's the reason why a lot of people are telling me to, communicate with you and, have an interview with. They're very interested with your personality, Uh, and you have a very, but I mean, these people, they were telling me, try to interview her because her face is really very, very unique. I mean, there's really personality into the face. So now I could really feel it.
So
Okay.
sweet. I
So,
just want to say myself and my genuine self during all of this. I've been trying to, I answer like almost like every single message that I get, and I try to comment on every post that I'm tagged in. I just, I'm just so happy to be part of this that I'm 100% in. I think the fans and like the people who watch this brand are the ones who make it as great as it is, because without the fans, then
yeah.
what is the contest?
Yeah, and that's the reason on I was telling everybody that Elodie, Miss Grand Francis has a very good soul because when I communicated with you, you immediately responded, and I mean there's nothing. There's no drama into it, and everything went on smoothly, and so that's why I'm so thankful to you because you are actually making a lot of people happy for this, this session, this live interview. Uh,
So sweet.
you are very charming, no? And you mentioned a while ago that as much as possible, you try to reply to to the fans who are commenting in your Instagram. But I'm very sure. Have you met any bashers? Have you met any internet bashers who are commenting negatively? And how do you handle them? And were you affected by such negative comments? We're interested to know how you handle this kind of, people.
Yeah, I mean, putting yourself out there in a pageant, you're always going to get comments that are mixed. It's always like that. No matter who you are, where you're from, there's always, beauty is subjective. Messages are like also people have opinions on them, and it's normal. So I just kind of, I mean, from my work background, I've always worked in communications. So I kind of like, I take everything with a grain of salt. And I feel like criticism also is something that makes you grow and makes you, you need it to be able
Mm.
to be better and be the better version of yourself. I mean, obviously it's never like, you're never receiving a mean comment and being like, oh, yes, a mean comment. But, you're like, okay, well, he or she has her opinion and they are entitled to it. They're allowed to have it, and that's it. And I'm myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm happy, and I'll prove them wrong.
Mm. Prior to Miss Grand France, you were working.
Hmm. I was.
Okay, specifically what kind of a position you're holding? You were holding.
So I was working before Miss Grand France. So in 2020, I actually moved to Berlin in Germany
Mm.
because I really wanted to experience another country. And I was working actually as an influencer manager for a French company. So I was handling these big Instagram accounts, and you also see the hate that they're getting and everything. So kind of like introduced me into it. But yeah, I was working because I got my diploma at the beginning of 2020. So for that whole 2020 year, I was working after that.
So you have I heard the Grand Sisters, you have your group, right? You have like WhatsApp group or
Yeah.
something, no? So who among the sisters you contacted with on a personal basis?
I've talked to a few. I mean, they're all super, super sweet. Like, I wasn't expecting everyone to be like so open and so nice, but it feels really good when people are. I mean, I've talked to Samantha on Instagram. I've talked to Miss Grand Argentina, Florencia, also as well, Maria.
Mm.
I've talked to Miss Grand Northern Ireland. I've done a live with Miss Grand England. I've done another live with Miss Grand Sweden. I'm just a chatterbox. I like talking to the girls. So I've also talked to Miss Grand Liberia. And I'm probably missing like a whole bunch too, because since we all talk in the group chat.
I I hope you will also have an opportunity to to talk to Miss Grand Indonesia, Sophia.
Oh, she's so
She's
beautiful.
Yeah, she's very nice also, and I mean your personality. You resemble the personality
Yeah,
almost.
I've had people tell me that in the messages too, like, oh, you need to talk to Sophia. Like you're kind of like you're similar the way that you talk and everything. I was like, oh, that's so funny.
And also your presence, no, your projection and
Oh,
everything. I mean, you're like sisters.
I can't wait to meet her. She's so beautiful. I look at her Instagram. I'm like, wow. Like I can't believe I'm gonna be
Okay.
competing with her. She's like amazing.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you some not really pageant question. We could consider them pageant questions somehow, but then these questions will actually bring out more your personality, and we would get to know more you. Okay, so do you think how different would the world be if women were to rule the world? Because we were all aware that women are now occupying respectable positions in different sectors of society, but the majority it's still a male dominated world. So for you, if women were dominating the leadership posts in the world, do you think how different the world would be?
Mm, that's a that's a hard question because obviously like not all men are bad, and like some men also want women to be on top. So I don't want to come off as someone who's a male basher, but I think that it would be a very compassionate and wonderful world. I mean, women are rightfully so taking their part in the economy and in the workforce and everything now, and I think it would just be the most amazing future. And I think women are also
Do you
something.
think Elodie, based on your experience, based on your exposure, do you think women are given equal opportunities like men?
It's getting better, but there are definitely still inequalities. I mean, salary wise, also when for maternity leave, we still face discrimination in the workplace. And I mean, it all depends also on the country that we're talking about. I know some countries still have a lot of work to do regarding women's rights, especially in the workplace. But obviously, if you look past on like the last 50 years, we've made a great leap in the right direction, and I am a firm believer that we're going to keep evolving in the right direction.
Do you have other siblings, or you're an only child?
No, I have a little sister.
Oh, okay. How old is your little sister
She's 22. She's 22 and she lives in Montreal right now.
in Canada?
Yeah.
Is she a potential Miss France also? Mm.
I mean, pageantry isn't really her thing. She's very supportive of my pageantry journey, but she's actually a dancer. She's a TikTok dancer. So she got all of the good dancing genes. I didn't get any of them. But but she's always been very supportive of my pageant journey, but it's not really her
How
thing.
about your parents? Will they be joining you in Bangkok? Will they be watching in Thailand?
I would have loved for them to come, but it's a huge trip, especially right now we're in New York. So it's a very long trip.
Mm.
My mom is a teacher, so she's not able to, get the time off to go. And my dad is working as well. So, but I know that they'll be there, with social
Mm.
media and with technology, we're
Yeah.
never very far now. So they'll be there.
Mhm.
Even if they're not physically there, I know they'll be there.
Are you going to Bangkok alone with all the luggages and the costumes with you like that?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I actually have a 35-hour trip, which is
Oh
insane.
my God. So when will you be leaving the United States to go to Bangkok?
So we go to Phuket first, and then we go to Bangkok end of November. I'm leaving New York next Sunday, the 14th. So I get to Phuket the 16th, so 2 days of travel. Um,
Okay.
and then I think we go to Bangkok with all the girls together at the same time.
Okay, so I believe all the candidates are required to be vaccinated, to be fully vaccinated, right? So,
Yes.
and you're vaccinated, I'm sure, fully vaccinated. So what is your view about vaccination? No, obviously you're into it, right? Because the fact that you're fully vaccinated, but there are still a lot of people all over the world who do not want to be vaccinated for a number of reasons. What can you tell these people to convince them that they have to, be vaccinated?
To like try to persuade them into vaccination. I mean, vaccination is obviously a very personal choice, but if I had to have a couple maybe like argument points to persuade someone into getting vaccinated, my personal reason to do it is to protect the ones that I love, is to protect the ones that are around me, maybe people who are a little more at risk, elder people, is to, try to do my part in protecting. And also like just getting back as soon as possible, as soon as we possibly can, into like a regular life.
Yeah,
The key
good. No.
is to be vaccinated as quick as possible.
Okay, this one is like not really so serious question. If you could break one rule, what rule would that be?
Ooh, that's a hard one. There's so many rules. There's so many rules. Like,
You want to break that rule?
can I break like the rule, like the laws of physics? Like, can I like time travel or like or jump into another country just from here? That would be nice.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? There were, because I've been in contact a lot with Sophia. Even your mannerisms are almost the same. You're not sisters. Okay, Elodie, if you had a chance to discuss a social issue with world leaders, what social issue would it be?
Well, I'm kind of going to go back into the Miss Grand motto, which is, stop violence and war. I think that a big part of that is communication and being able to have open conversations with political leaders and country leaders. And I think that a lot of conflict is stemmed off of a communication mishap or a lack of communication in general. So I definitely talk to them about that.
Yeah. Okay. Can you discuss about the advocacy that you are promoting and that you're preaching at Miss Grand France?
So mine, what the message that I'm preaching is also closely aligned to the Miss Grand one, is actually something that's pretty personal to me, because about a year and a half, about a year and a half ago, I was actually a victim of street violence, and I actually spent my night in the hospital following a very unfortunate event in my life, which is I was just, I was walking out of my building and I got attacked. And
My gosh, I'm sorry to hear that.
thank you. It was a hard time, and mentally it's definitely like you struggle after to get back out and to feel confident again and to talk to people, because that confidence that you had is broken after. I was very fortunate in the sense where I didn't get as hurt as I could have gotten. I mean, I had a broken tooth and obviously like a lot of bruises. Everything was okay, but I want to show people, and the message that I want to portray is that you're stronger than that, and that tragic events can make you a stronger person and can make you grow. You don't have to, for your whole life, be labeled as the person who went through an unfortunate event, a person that went through violence. For me, it's learning, acknowledging that it passed, being grateful that you made it out and that you're healthy and you're alive, and continuing and using your voice to help others and to be there to talk to each other. I mean, in my messages, I do talk to some other victims of street violence, and we have like a support system, so it's a really beautiful thing. I'm very proud of myself that I was able to rise almost like a phoenix from those ashes and create something beautiful out of it.
So it happened in France.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Gosh, no. Okay, then you're a very strong woman, and it's an inspirational story.
Thank you.
People will learn something from it. Okay, random questions, different questions. Actually, these were given to me by different people. Uh, are you in favor of online dating?
Blind dating?
Online
Oh,
dating.
I was like blind dating. Um, I mean, we're in an era right now where technology and communications online is normal and everything is done online. So I'm not against it. I mean, everyone has their own way of finding love, and the fact that the universe gives us new ways every year is just it's a good thing.
How do you keep yourself fresh? No, somebody asks, how do you keep yourself fresh? And like you look like as if you never get tired and all.
That's false. That's very false. I mean, I have some concealer on right now because this morning I had my Chanel and my Prada bag under my eyes. I was all bagged up.
But
I
you're
mean,
naturally. Oh,
I think that like a big part of exuding confidence and looking your best is how you hold yourself and how you present yourself, how you speak. And I think physical beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you can't not you're not gonna in France we say tu peux pas plaire à tout le monde. You can't please everyone.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Elodie, let's try to greet Ko Hasnas Ko. Ko is a pageant vlogger based in Thailand, and definitely he's watching right now. Definitely, once you arrive Thailand, he will be one of those who will be interviewing you and all like that. Hi, Ko.
hi, go.
He said, "I'm here to support Mr. Dus and Miss Grand Friends." Okay.
Oh, so sweet. Thank you, Ko.
Once Elodie arrives Bangkok, please take care of her.
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. Uh, what makes you, do you think, no, what makes you stand out among the other girls competing in the Miss Grand? Of course, everybody's amazing, everybody's beautiful, but for you, what do you think is your personal asset that could probably catapult you to eventually, win the crown for France?
I think that the main differentiating factor, or like the main thing that I feel like puts me in a spotlight, is my personality and my openness. I love talking. I love interviews. I love answering questions. So I think that will be my strong point. But like you were saying, that the girls everyone is beautiful, everyone is intelligent, and there's a lot of like really good speakers as well. So I'm confident in my ability. I can't wait for interview day. I think that's going to be like the most exciting day for me. But I'm very open. I've always been an open book. So
Okay. Is there any international celebrity that you idolize, and why?
I mean, in the US, I've always loved Michelle Obama for all of her work that she's done with the youth here. She's not really like a pop star celebrity, but I really liked because I experienced it firsthand. She was the president's wife while I was in school, and she actually changed up our like lunches. So we were eating pretty like bad things at lunch, and like one day we had like vegetables and fruits and everything. So I was like, I really like her. And then I read like about her and like different things that she was doing for children, especially, and she's definitely one of like the most the ladies that I look up to politically, I guess. Celebrity wise, I don't really have like a celebrity crush per se. Um, I mean, it's difficult. I like Brigitte Bardot because she does a
Mhm.
lot of work for like animals and like and all of that, but I don't really have like one specific celebrity crush.
Uh, are you currently engaged? Or do you have a boyfriend right now?
No, this is my grandma's ring.
Okay, so those who are asking, she is free, she is available, and okay,
My heart
you
is
know,
taken by Miss Grand right now.
yeah, your people from Indonesia would like to say good luck, Miss Grand Friends, for the competition.
Thank you.
And okay, so they love you, Miss Tourism. Okay, good luck. Okay, and next, uh, what do you do? What do you do to alleviate poverty in the world? No, because you know that's one of the major problems that the world is confronting. You as a beauty queen, what do you think could be? What do you think you could do or contribute to alleviate poverty in the world?
I think as a title holder, you have responsibility to go and visit and spread awareness of these situations. And being a title holder isn't just about looking good, having photo shoots, being on social media and having partners on social media. It's also about, going and getting into the action of things and showing the reality of certain situations and bringing awareness. And I think that the awareness is what will bring the eventual solution.
Okay. Do you think is life easier for men or for women?
Uh, it's a tough question. I've never been a man, so, so I can't really I can't really compare. But I mean, like what we were talking about earlier, in the workplace and everything, there's definitely still discrimination towards women. So hopefully in the next years we'll be completely equal on every aspect, but we're definitely going in the right direction. And there's still progress to be done, but
Elodie, if you will be lucky enough to win the crown for Miss Grand International, what would be the first thing or first project that you're going to pursue?
there's so many that I want to do. There's so many. I mean, always I've always wanted to do charity work for children in need, especially that aren't getting the right education that they should be getting. My mom being a teacher, and I grew up in an environment where everyone is able to have schooling and you could have free schooling, so it's easy and accessible. But I've always really felt for the children who have lacked that easy access to schooling, and I would love to do charity work related to that. I also really like animals, and I would love to do charity work related to saving animals, but I definitely children has always been, and accessibility to education and all of that, and finances related to education have always been my one thing that I've
I
wanted.
know now your focus right now is of course competing for the Miss Grand International, but many people are saying that you could pass on as a celebrity, as a star. Are you not considering entering show business later on?
No, I'm not considering entering show business. I mean, you never know with life what kind of doors are open for you, but I mean, I'm really content with my studies, and I love digital communications. So I think I'll stay in that. Maybe I'll be a star in digital communications one day, but but for now, I'm just me.
Yeah, actually, you have already stamped your name, no, in the history of pageant, being the 2021 Miss Grand France, no, and it can never be erased. It will always be in the pages of history, right? So yeah. And you're very young, you're very fresh, and I think the future, there's so much future ahead of you, no? Even after the Miss Grand International stint, right? So, uh, let me ask you some questions. Are you going to marry a man who is less successful than you are?
I don't think love is related to success and career. I think that the heart speaks for itself and career comes after.
Okay. How about religion? May I know what religion do you practice?
I'm Catholic.
Catholic. Will you marry a man who has a different religion, who practices different beliefs?
Absolutely. I don't see any problem barriers there.
Okay. Miss Universe question. These are Miss Universe questions. Okay. Okay. Do you think, you are very articulate, you can speak English well, but, of course, let's face it, there are other candidates who cannot really express themselves well using the English language. And this question has always been asked in different pageants, but I would like to know your thoughts about it. Do you think master and fluency of the English language is necessary for you to become a queen?
I don't think so. I mean, we have also access to translators and translation apps and different ways of understanding each other. And a lot of understanding each other comes from nonverbal too. So I don't think it's a big barrier. I mean, we're in 2021.
Okay, although you're still very young, we would like to ask you, what was the greatest, mistake that you've ever committed in your life so far, and what did you do to correct that mistake?
Uh, an educational, I guess, mistake that I made is I actually did 4 months of medicine studies,
Mm.
which I ended up realizing wasn't for me because I never did physics or chemistry, so I was very lost and I was feeling like a failure, honestly, like not understanding certain things despite having extra help and going to extra classes. I was just not able to keep up with the rest. So I actually did those couple months and I stopped completely because just mentally it was too difficult to feel like you're lacking that much. And right away I started looking for an alternative and like a new path of studies. And I really realized that I really like social media. I like the way that it's going. I like how it brings us together. And I want to work in communications and digital communications, like social media. So I right away started looking for another school. And then that same year, I integrated a program that lets you do social media and digital communication studies in a 4 month period instead of a 7 month period. So you're working every single day. It's very intense, but I was able to catch up my mistake, I guess, and my mishap of going into the wrong thing right away. And the motivation really helped.
Okay. Uh, Spain has already they started actually sending a transgender woman in pageants. What is your take on it? I mean, for example, in Miss Grand France,
Mhm.
in the future there would be a transgender who would be joining. What's your view about it?
I'm all for it. I love it. I mean, it's not it's not her fault that she was born in the wrong body, you know? For me, being a woman is all about how you feel and your mental, and I'm for it. I found that amazing that Spain did that in Miss Universe, and I hope to see more. I mean, I'm very confident in the progression of the beauty pageant world, and I can't wait to see what the future has to hold.
Mhm. Okay, so let me ask you know, with regards to your preparation and all, who do you have any personal say with the gown that you with the gowns that you will be wearing, with the national costume that you will be donning in the pageant? Do you have a personal say to that and
Yeah,
when you were preparing?
I do. So for the national costume, it's actually something that I thought up with my mom. So super excited for you to see that. It's going to be, I mean, it's a inspired by vintage France. It's a classical French national costume,
Mm.
but still something that you'd see on the streets of France in 1950. So can't wait for you to see that. And for the evening gown, for the preliminary contest and for the final night, I'm actually working with a young Filipino designer. I think it's
Oh,
I think it's important as a beauty queen and as someone with a platform to use
yes.
it to help young designers, get known and show their creations. So I'm super excited to be wearing a dress from them. It's inspired by Le Moulin Rouge, which is a French cabaret, as for the little
Oh.
tip. And I can't wait. I feel so lucky to be wearing a Filipino design. And so
Okay, so
so lucky.
we can't wait to see you, conquering the Miss Grand stage, wearing those costume and all, right? How about your pasarela? Your catwalk. Do you have any signature walk, or are you creating one? Like, there are sometimes now they put a name into the kind of walk that a candidate is using. Do you have your own signature walk?
I've been creating one kind of. I'm really inspired by like vintage and Paris and everything. So I kind of just wanted to keep it like sober, classy. I mean, Miss Grand, you always have to have the little touch of like extraness
Yeah.
for it to be
Mhm.
like, that extra little boom moment. I think I have a little like signature move. I'll show it on stage the night of. But I loved Catriona's like lava walk and everything. But I feel like the problem is when you get inspired by someone, it's not your walk anymore. You're just copying it.
Yeah,
It's not.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, because knowing in the Miss Grand, I mean, it's like a show, no? When you walk on the aisle and when you ramp on stage, I mean, it's really a show.
It's
It's
amazing. I love watching pageants. I mean, I find them so entertaining. Like some people just don't understand how like why I'm so into it. I'm like, but look at her walk and like her like how she like walks with her feet one in front of the other and like the hips and like the look. It's like there's so much that goes into it that people don't realize when they're not in the beauty pageant setting.
Yeah, the good thing about you, Elodie, is that you're very bubbly. I mean, you're very youthful, bubbly, very charming, very natural. And
Oh,
I think
thank you.
any beauty pageant organization really looks for someone who's authentic, someone who's genuine, right? And
Mhm.
I think you exude, that authenticity in you. So just keep it up. Keep that kind of.
I will.
Uh,
Hopefully, I won't be too jet lagged when I get there, so I'll have all of my energy. But we'll see.
thing, right? And of course, the French fans, no, the fans in the pageant lovers or fans in France are not as how do you call that?
Local.
Mm, active as compared to
Yeah,
the Asian, right?
yeah,
Also,
yeah.
uh, how much support are you getting from your country?
I mean, I'm definitely like, I'm not one to complain on the support because I'm getting still like a really good amount of support from my French like family and friends and like French pageant Instagram accounts that are like more knowledgeable about the other pageants that exist other than Miss Universe and Miss World. Um, Definitely, like I obviously have much less support than I would if I was living maybe in like the
But
Philippines or in Indonesia, because
you have fans all over the world, no? And that's why they came to me, right? That's why they communicated with me because they are of different nationalities.
yeah, yeah, definitely. No,
That,
but I mean, I have my like my fan base, I guess if you call that, from like France with like the accounts, but I'm definitely feeling the love from other countries as well, which is really like heartwarming because you obviously like you're supporting your country, but if you support another country, like it means a lot because like that extra little step.
uh, this one question, which was asked to I think to Samantha Panlilio, and she found it really so difficult to answer. And I will ask this question to you. if you won't be representing France, which country are you representing?
That is a hard one. That is a hard one. I guess the US because I was born here, but like that's still hard because it's not like the same thing at all. But I guess if I wasn't French, if I didn't have my French side and I wasn't living in France, then I would have tried to be in the US.
What, what do you think would be the greatest contribution of France to the world?
The food. The food. First thing that popped up in my head, the food.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, like the art and like.
words or croissant, I mean,
Oh
things like
yeah,
that.
baguette, croissant, chocolatine, like all of the pastries.
Exactly. Okay. For you, Elodie, what do you think is the most important part of Miss Grand International?
Sorry, my dog is making noises. The most important part for me, like what I was saying before, oh my God, he might start barking. I'm sorry. The most important part for me is the platform that it gives you and using the platform for the greater good. So using it to support designers, using it to spread your message, using it for positivity.
Mm. Uh, let's talk about plastic surgery, beauty enhancements and all. There were some, beauty queens who were undergoing, surgery. Uh, what is your take on this? Uh, are you into it or are you not into it? I mean, what's your opinion on, plastic surgery as an option for people who are not, fortunate enough to have good looks and physically.
I mean, I'm nor against nor for, for me, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. For me, it's you do what makes you feel good and what makes you feel better in your body. That's
Perfect.
simple as that. No one has anything to say about you and your choices for your body. As long as you feel good, as long as it mentally it's helping you. What do you want to say?
Okay, there are some people who are actually against beauty pageants, no? Because they feel that it's just an expectation of women and all those stuff, right? Now, what are you going to tell to someone who is very much against beauty pageant?
What I would tell them is that beauty pageants have evolved. It's not just about your physical. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me get the door open for him and then I'll be right back because he's gonna keep barking.
Okay, so guys, if you would see, no, LOD is actually, very charming. She's very sweet and very articulate, also very smart, very nice. No, so let's all support the girls in the Miss Grand International. Okay,
Sorry.
so
Sorry. Thank you. I heard your sweet words. Thank you. What I was saying is that beauty pageants aren't the same as they were like years ago. It was just purely based on like your physical beauty. For now it's really about, your intelligence, your mental, what you're bringing to the table, and what message you can bring along with you. It's like really the full package now. And I think a lot of people who have these misconceptions and these like stereotypes about beauty pageants are people who kind of stay in the old mentality of it. I'd really love for those people to participate in one, to see now that it's not just about the physical aspect, that it's much more. But I mean, you can't like force anyone to do anything. But I mean, I think that they're amazing and that rarely you get these sort of platforms to do these interviews and get your word out there. So I'm really grateful to be a part of this community.
yeah, you are a very naturally very charming lady. It seems that you never get angry. I mean, you don't easily get angry. What will it take for Elodie to get angry?
I mean, I'm an easygoing person, you know, like little things don't really bother me. I try to just keep going with my life. One thing that like takes me off, I guess, is like injustices in general. When I'm seeing someone being treated unfairly, or you know, being bullied, is something that I can't stand as well, and that will definitely get me pretty angry. Um, but like for the other like basic stuff, like nothing really.
Mm.
I'm not
Do
too
you think
bothered
a
with
beauty
little things.
do you think a beauty queen like you should be involved in political affairs of your country?
I think that that would help also. I mean, obviously that would be amazing because we could use our voices, but I think that would also be great to prove to the people who think that beauty pageants are good for nothing but looking good on a podium that it's also giving the opportunity to women to bring their voices to a higher level. And that could prove
Mm.
to people
What
that we're doing something.
what was yeah, what was the greatest lesson that you've learned from this pandemic?
The pandemic was really hard. I mean, for me personally, it was very difficult. I lost my grandparents during it, so and I wasn't here to you know be with them for the last days, so it was really hard. But what I learned is that you're stronger than you think you are, and that us as humans we're extremely resilient.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you're so smart, Elodie. Okay. Okay. What is your biggest regret or disappointment in life?
Mm, I think my biggest I mean, hard to say, but I was
Reg-
as a teenager, I was lacking a lot of self-esteem, and I wasn't really putting myself out there. I wasn't like treating myself with the respect that I should, and not like forcing others, but showing others that they should treat me with respect as well. I wasn't like, you know, showing that I'm here, like I'm respectable, I'm intelligent, like be nice to me. Like I was just so not sure of myself, and that's definitely like a regret that I have.
So, could you please share to us some of the talents that you have? Do you sing? Do you dance? Do you play instruments?
So I'm no good at dancing. My sister got all of the good dancing genes. I am not good at dancing at all. I could try, but I'm not that good. I used to play the viola. It's like it's a bigger version of a violin. I played it for 9 years. And I'm also a snowboarder, so I love to snowboard. It's one of my favorite hobbies, especially in the winter. I mean, I'm not like a fan of snow, but if I'm going to snowboard, then I like the snow.
Let's go. Okay. Okay. So, uh, are you since you are into marketing, communication, etc. Are you good in taking videos of yourself and all like that, editing? Because I think in the Miss Grand they do that. I mean, it's one thing that you need to do during the quarantine and all. Just
Mhm.
like what I've seen last, they keep on doing the respective videos on a daily basis. Are you
Yeah.
planning to do that also?
Yeah, absolutely. I've always loved making movies and like making videos and everything. So I wish with it.
And do you put your do you know how to put on your are you the one putting on your makeup?
Yeah, I am.
You know how to enhance your beauty, no? I mean, so beautiful. You don't. You know what? You don't have any bad angle. No, so because when I was looking at your photos, the Instagram, everything, whatever angle you do, I mean, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. I put on like I try to put on foundation, but I have freckles. So I put on like a lot of foundation, and people are like, "Stop putting on foundation! Like, don't cover the freckles. It looks like weird." I'm like, I'm trying to be a beauty queen and put on a lot of makeup. I don't know. I'm trying to find like a happy middle.
Believe if you don't have makeup, you still, I mean, because you're really naturally beautiful, no?
Oh,
Oh, Oh, it's so beautiful, really. Your register on screen, all the photos, no bad shot. I mean, no bad angle. I mean, things like that.
I
So
mean,
beautiful.
I don't post the ones where I'm like double chin, but where I'm like, I always
Okay,
post like
so
the ones where I look my best, you know.
uh, how old are your parents right now? I mean, because you're still very young. I think they're also young, right? I think I'm
Uh,
older than your parents.
and so my mom is almost 50,
Mhm.
and my dad is in his 60s.
Okay. I think I'm the same age with your mom. Okay. So your mom.
A lot of people tell me I look a lot like my mom. I mean, I have some like traits that my dad has, but I look a lot like my mom when she was younger.
Does she look like you, or you have a totally different,
I don't really
features?
like, I don't see it now, I guess, but when I look at some pictures when she was younger and like when she had me, and, like she's holding me, I'm like, oh, maybe I do kind of look like her a little bit.
You know what? You're so bubbly. I think, hello, so cute. I think Miss Grand International needs candidates like that, no? So bubbly, very, happy, joyful in all your moves. I mean, keep it that. We want to see that, no? Uh,
Yeah, I think it's important to keep your personality and to not become just like a mirror of what other people want you to be. To stay yourself.
so how many luggages will you be bringing? No, because this has been like an in thing, no, from candidates. No, I have 35 boxes with me. I have
Oh
like
my
this.
gosh.
More.
That's actually a good question because I haven't packed into the bag yet. I actually have like my room is just like full of little piles of outfits with like
Okay.
earrings and like the shoes, but I don't have like I didn't put it into the bag yet. And I'm kind of afraid because now I'm looking at like the piles and I'm like, I don't think that's gonna fit in two bags. I
How
think
many,
I
more
get a
or
thing.
less, how many set of clothes will you be bringing? Because on a daily basis you will have some events, right? So more or less, how many sets of clothes are you bringing?
Way too many. As a short answer, way too many. I think I have about I must have like at least 20 piles of outfits upstairs that I need to go through and I need to check. I'm using like the schedule that we have to kind of see, okay, on this day we're visiting, so I need to wear this. On this day we're doing this, I need to like wear something sporty. I'm trying to like use it, but at the same time, like, oh, but I like that dress. Oh, but I like those shorts, but I want to bring them. So it's like, it's a never ending
So
circle.
how about your national costume? Is it something bulky,
No.
like, or it's something like,
It's like it's regular, like obviously like glorified regular clothes. So I'm lucky that I don't have to get an extra crate or bag to put it in. Um,
with all feathers and all? It's
oh
so
my
big.
gosh, yeah. I don't know. I don't even know how the girls who bring like those kind of costumes, they get them like shipped into like boxes.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
France costume is not that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
huge right there, right?
I can't imagine the girls that have to travel with like the huge like headpieces and everything. That must be difficult.
So will your national director be going to Bangkok, or it's really you on your own?
I believe she's not going. No, I'm almost sure she's not going because she's working as well. So I'm pretty much on my own. We were never far with like the phones and everything, but
But with the kind of personality that you have, I'm sure you will be able to penetrate to everybody. You will be friends with all, right?
that's the goal. I mean, I'd like to be friends with every single girl. That's one of my main goals. I think that it's so much better. The experience is better when you're getting along with everyone.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So how I wish I would be able to go to Thailand because it's very neat. I'm in Jakarta, I'm in Indonesia, but
Mm.
with so much protocols around, I do not know. But how I wish I could see you there in person.
Oh, I would have loved it too. I hope that Miss Grand goes to Indonesia in the future. I mean, so beautiful. There's so many wonderful things to see. It's been like I've I've always wanted to go to Indonesia. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Thailand too, but I would have
Actually,
liked to see Indonesia too.
I'm based here in Indonesia, but I'm a Filipino.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm teaching. I'm also a teacher, like your mom.
Did you? Oh, okay. So you moved for work.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Oh,
teaching international school here. I'm teaching first language English, Cambridge school. It's a Cambridge school, and
wow. That's amazing. And how did you get into like the whole pageantry world?
yeah, because it started when I was in the Philippines. The Miss Earth, the former Miss Earth, was my student, and then I started by coaching her, and then apparently she won. Eventually, she won, no, the crown, and then I said, okay, there were so many local candidates who were coming to in the Philippines, coaching them, and then. When I came here, so I started exploring, and then last year I also coached Aura, the third runner-up,
Wow.
Grand, and Sophia, Sophia also. Yeah, so like that, and people came to me like Miss Char Malaysia. I also coach her, and so the different beauty queens now they came to me, and then I I started this kind of lives like because I believe there were so many beautiful and amazing ladies from countries where the number or the population of pageant lovers are actually not enough to give hype,
Mhm.
to win. So I that's the reason why I want to do it. Like at least we'll be introduced to the people will have access to you, especially in Europe. Here in Asia, they could easily access Asian beauties, right? But the Europeans, it's very rare. That's why we were so excited interviewing Miss France, Miss Eden.
Yeah, there's so many. I feel like pageants and like beauty, like the whole universe of beauty pageants is so like developed in like Asia and like in the Philippines. I feel like especially is very like developed. The shoes that I'm bringing to Miss Grand are actually from the Philippines as well because I've always like loved the Breguet shoes. I was like, I need two pairs of Jojo Breguet shoes for Miss Grand International. I was like, all of the queens are wearing them. I need some, so I got them. But they have so many like wonderful like catwalk trainers and like I guess like personality trainers and everything. People who are specialized in pageants and how you carry yourself. So it's really like refreshing to see a country that brings so much support and so much
And
energy into it.
for example, in the Philippines and I think here in Indonesia, they have these so-called beauty camps.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
yeah.
have plans? Do you
No,
also have that?
no, we don't.
Oh, okay. So it's really your organization which takes care of you, and you as a queen will be the one to do everything and prepare. That's challenging and that's so amazing,
It's
right?
definitely challenging. You have to be like up for it mentally. You have to be like in it. But it's fun as long as you're having fun, then it's good.
The thing about your Elodie is that you really like it. You really want it, right? That's the reason why, it seems that, of course, there are so many challenges, no, in the preparation, but then
But
the fact that you're enjoying it, you exude, no, the happiness and the joy on your face, really.
just trying to stay as good vibes, you know. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity and chance. So I'm just going to go in it and live the experience 100%. It's almost like it's weird because it feels kind of like a dream right now. I think it'll start getting real when I'm at the airport, but for right now it's like, am I really leaving in a week?
Yeah. Okay.
Strange.
And I do not know no, if you are very exposed to different, pageant sites, no, because these people were telling me, especially this afternoon, they were telling me like when they have some selections of because they were looking at the photos of all the candidates, you're always one of those they pick like or notice. So I think you have a very good chance of placing in this year's agenda because people Miss France, Miss Grand France is beautiful. Miss France, I think right.
I hope so. I
So
really hope to make it to the top 20. I mean, a lot of hot picks are coming out, and like, I'm not on every single hot pick, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna prove when I get there that I want to be in the top, and that I'm here, and I'm excited, and
yeah,
I'm open, and I'm bubbly. So hopefully that'll help.
yeah. Yeah, very. I have a strong feeling. I have a strong feeling that you will really make it in the top 20. And once you're already in the top 20, I think that's where you will, give out everything, right?
Definitely, definitely. I mean, fingers crossed. I can't wait. It's going to be an
Yeah,
amazing experience.
be praying for that. Now, we will be supporting and praying for you.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you so much for this interview and the time that you've given to me. I really appreciate it. I mean, like what we were saying, the European queens are much less uh,
Mm,
media and like given opportunities like this. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much again.
yeah, and well, could you please give a message to your fans? You have so many fans all over the world. What can you say about them or to them?
I guess a quick little, I mean, first of all, thank you. Obviously, like thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the messages and the comments that I've been receiving. I truly appreciate it, and I'm so grateful to have so many people behind my back. I mean, I hope that I'll be able to count on you guys for when I get to Thailand and when I'm actually in the contest. I cannot wait. But yeah, huge thank you. I'm so grateful, and I can't believe I have this opportunity to represent my country.
Okay. How about to your fellow French? I mean, your message to France. No? You could speak in French if you want.
I was gonna say it in French. Eh bien, si jamais il y a des Français qui regardent, je vous remercie énormément pour votre soutien. C'est un honneur pour moi de représenter la France à l'international. J'ai très hâte d'être au jour J, d'être sur scène. J'espère vous rendre fiers, et merci encore pour tous vos messages, vos commentaires, et j'espère compter sur vous.
And of course, message to the United States of America because you also live in the U.S. and I'm sure there are Americans also who will be supporting you, right?
I hope so. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not the representative of the US, but for my fellow Americans who choose to support me, as well as the Miss United States, maybe fellow New Yorkers, thank you so much. I mean, it's a dream for me. Unfortunately, I'm not representing the US. I'm representing my other country, which is France, but it's a huge honor for me, and I'm just so excited.
Okay. So, yeah, how about your parents? Are they there right now? Are they resting? I mean, are they? What are the advice, the pieces of advice that they're giving you once you get to the pageant?
Yeah, well, my mom, she's been I mean, she helps me with like the outfits a lot, and we've been sewing like clothes and everything together for when we're there. She's been telling me like, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, like you need to be in the moment 100% and be, focus on your goals, and then, real life, I guess, will start after the contest. But for right now, you're young, you're living a unique experience. You need to be 100% in it. So I'm lucky I have support.
Wow. Okay. And please be rest assured, no, that you'll be one of those queens that we will definitely be supporting in the Miss Grand International.
It's so
Okay.
sweet. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
In the Miss Grand, they have so many voting thing, right? But be rest assured, we will be supporting you.
Yeah, I think that there will. I think that there's I think that there's a vote for like the Miss. I don't know what it's called, that section, like the one that has the most vote from the public, but definitely like any comments, anything like helps so much. So just like even sending messages and everything, I'm sure that I'm going to be so happy when I'm there to be receiving messages. And every day my like follower account grows, and I feel so grateful.
Yeah, I'm very sure before the pageant starts and during the pageant, you will gain more and more followers, no?
Mhm.
Because you're fans, we're now your fans, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I already gotten like so many since the beginning. It's been crazy.
Okay, so I would like to thank you so much, Elodie,
Thank you.
for the opportunity to really have an interview with you. I'm very sure that those people who will be able to watch this, many will be watching later, will definitely love you more because they're able to find out how authentic, how beautiful, how genuine you are. And you know, we need a queen like you, no? Queens who don't have any pretensions in life. I mean, very truthful,
Yeah.
very honest. That's what we need, no? And you're so inspiring. Just the
Thank
mere
you.
presence of you, and by just looking at your photo and your face, we are already inspired. And the moment you open your mouth, the more we get so inspired. And when you shared your thoughts on different questions that I asked, and when you shared your experience, the more we love you, the more we embrace you.
Oh,
And
that's so
you're
sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again for allowing me to use your platform as well. So thank you. I hope to make you proud when I get to Thailand, and I'll definitely be active on social media. I'd like to like do a couple lives maybe while I'm there and like take videos and pictures. So yeah.
aside from Ko, there's another pageant blogger in Thailand who will be definitely looking for you there because
Uh,
they're competing with me, and you know they will take care of you there.
oh, so sweet. I'll be looking for him then.
Okay, Elodie, thank you so much. And any last word to everybody?
Thank you. Au revoir. Merci beaucoup et à bientôt. See you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a virtual hug and applause to the reigning Miss Grand France, Elodie.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Uh, take care.
Bye.
Bye.